Hey guys, this is Abhishek from gadgets2.com, and today we are going to do the full review of the HTC Desire 310 device. HTC Desire 310 device is this one, and this is a budget segment device from HTC which has been launched in India at a pretty affordable price point. It is available in the Indian market for a price of approximately 11,000 rupees, and again in this review I'm going to tell you whether it is worth spending this much amount of money on a smartphone of this type and this kind of display. So talking about the specifications of this phone, the HTC Desire 816 has a 4.5-inch display. It is a TFT capacitive touchscreen display, so again the viewing angles of the display are not actually very good because it is not an IPS LCD display, it is a TFT capacitive touchscreen display, so which is something which is not too good about the phone. Considering the kind of price you have to pay for it, they could have actually given the IPS LCD display, but they have kept it with TFT capacitive. When it comes to the display resolution, the display resolution is again not very high. It is offering you a display resolution of 480 x 800. However, the overall font and the size of the font is such that you will not notice pixelation on this device unless you read a document with large amount of text. Even if you take a closer look, you will not feel any pixelation on the display as far as the UI is concerned. And when we talk about the display resolution and the pixel density, the exact resolution is 480 x 854 pixels, and you get a pixel density of 218 pixels per inch on this display. When we talk about the weight of the device is around 140 gram, which is fairly good for a 4.5-inch display phone. The kind of weight it has is good enough. The thickness of the phone is again not very thin. It is around 11.3 millimeter in terms of the overall thickness. The build quality this device has is pretty good considering the price point, and considering this is a budget segment phone from HTC. You have a pretty good quality of back cover, which is matte finish and glossy in nature to an extent. You have the HTC branding over here in the middle. At the rear, if we talk about the camera on this device, the rear camera is a 5 megapixel camera, but it does not have LED flash, so LED flash is missing. As far as the front camera is concerned, the front camera is a VGA camera. You have a nice metallic earpiece over here which looks good and also add a very good feel to this device in terms of the overall looks. The touch capacitive buttons are actually within the display, not on the body of the phone, and you have the HTC branding over here. And again, because of these touch capacitive buttons are actually within the display, so they will take some part of the screen resolution, and the effective resolution will be decreased at times in certain application. We will show you that in detail once we go further. As far as the edges are concerned, you have nice polycarbonate material, a plastic material with glossy finish over here, which looks good. You have a primary microphone over here, a little indent to remove the back cover. On this side, on the back side, on the curvy side, basically you have the loudspeaker, and again the back cover can be removed, and it has rounded edges on both of these sides, which actually make this phone quite easy to hold in one hand. And again, it is not a very big phone, so you can easily use this phone with one hand without any issues. The kind of display size it has, it is perfectly suited for one-handed usage. So talking about the back cover again, we have the power and sleep key and the volume rocker both on the right hand side, and again both of these buttons are plastic buttons, but the kind of feedback you get is not very good, especially with the volume rocker. However, the power and sleep key gives a good amount of feedback. You can remove the back cover, and I can show you the phone from the back side. Once we remove the back cover, we can see that there are two SIM card slots. This is a dual SIM phone. The first SIM card slot should accept a 3G SIM card, so 3G will work on this SIM card slot, whereas the 2G will work on this one. And you have a micro SD card slot as well, which is not hot swappable, and again you can expand the storage of the device with the help of micro SD memory card. We will also confirm whether you can actually install applications on the micro SD memory card. As far as battery goes, the battery on this device is not very high. It is 2000 milliampere hour battery, which is again sufficient for this much of display size. I would say 2000 milliampere battery for 4.5 inch of TFT display is decent enough, and I have used this phone for like more than a week now, and the kind of battery backup you get from this device is around 1 day or more than 1 day, which is quite decent for a phone of this type with this kind of form factor and with this kind of display. The front camera is a VGA camera, as we told you earlier, and again this is all we have as far as the ports and connectivity. Again, we have the 3.5mm audio jack on the top. You have the micro USB port for data syncing and charging. One thing I'm not able to locate on this device is the secondary mic. I think there is no secondary mic on this device for noise cancellation and video chat. However, the primary mic is over here at the bottom. So this is how the phone looks like. Taking a look over the phone UI, this is how the lock screen look like. And again, on the lock screen, it is kind of stock Android. You can unlock the phone, however you cannot launch the camera from the lock screen. And one more thing which you can do is that you can launch Google Now directly from the lock screen, which is a good thing. This is how the phone screen look like. And again, what HTC have done in this case with this phone, even when it is a budget phone, they have added the custom HTC Sense UI. However, the HTC Sense UI on this device is not complete HTC Sense UI which you should see on other HTC phones, but they have added the blink feed over here. They have added the same kind of iconography, the same kind of design in terms of all application drawer is concerned on this phone, which is a pretty good attempt, I would say. Taking a look over the phone dialer, this is how the phone dialer look like. And again, this phone is being powered with the MediaTek chipset, so this is how the phone dialer look like, which is a stock Android phone dialer, not like the one which you might have seen on HTC phones running HTC Sense UI. So again, the HTC Sense UI on this device is kind of optimized to make it work as well at times, because again the hardware of this phone is not too high, so implementing all the features of HTC Sense UI which will eventually slow this phone down. So they have added things which are required and they have not added things which are not required. When we take a look over the messaging application, this is how the messaging application look like, and I can create a new message. As far as keyboard is concerned, the keyboard on this device is again the same HTC Sense UI keyboard which we have seen on HTC devices, in which the keys are kind of very adjacent to each other, so typing becomes a problem. But on this display, on 4.5 inch display, you will not face any problem. And again, whenever you type any key, you also get a pop-up of the character, so that you get to know what is something which you are typing, which key you are pressing. So you will not have any problem while typing on this device. Although continuous input is something which is by default not supported, you can enable this. You need to go into settings for this, and once we go into settings, you have the option of continuous input, and let me just show you the same. So one thing I would like to correct over here is that this device does not have continuous input. I got confused. So continuous input is not supported and cannot be enabled unless you install a third-party custom keyboard on this device. Again, in case you face any problem in typing in the portrait mode, you can always type in the landscape mode as well. So this is how the phone dialer and the messaging application look like. Let me just show you settings. So this is how the notification center look like, stock Android in terms of the look and feel. Let's go into settings and let's take a look over the version of Android running on this device. It is running Android 4.2.2 as you can see, which is good. Let's take a look over the storage scenario. On storage front, this device has limited internal storage of around 4 GB, or out of which around 2.02 GB is available to the user, and as of now 857 MB of space is available. Because we have installed certain applications and games on this device, the total available to the user is 2.20 GB, 2.02 GB, basically 2 GB approximately. And you have the option of changing the default write disk. That means once you insert an SD card into this device, you have the option of installing applications from the SD card, and you can also move applications from the phone memory to the SD card. So both of these things are supported. As far as RAM is concerned, the RAM on this device is again not too high. You can get this device either with 500 MB of RAM option or with 1 GB of RAM option. This device, on the other hand, if we take a look, has what amount of RAM? Let me just confirm that. So this one has 500 MB of RAM, and out of which around 154 MB of RAM is being used, and 313 MB of RAM is free. And the device is fairly responsive. There is no lag of any kind on the device till now. It does support, okay, it does not have automatic brightness, and you do have economical backlight, which is again for the TFT part. The TFT display has this feature that you can actually have economical backlit to automatically adapt to the backlit to save power. So which is something which is not the automatic brightness. So you do not have proximity and ambient light sensor on this device, but again you do have support for adjusting the brightness with the help of economical backlight feature, which is supported for the TFT display this device has. When it comes to the wallpaper, you have support for live wallpapers, HTC wallpapers, and static wallpapers are supported. Video wallpapers by default are not supported on this device. When it comes to audio profiles, you do have an additional audio settings, just like on other MediaTek chipset which you might have seen, to enhance the overall quality of sound which you will get from the earphones. The earphones which come within the package of this phone again are standard earphones, and you will get decent quality of sound from those earphones. The moment you check this option, you will get slightly better quality of sound from those headphones. So when we talk about tethering options, you do have support for tethering as well. You can create a portable Wi-Fi hotspot and you can use this device with USB tethering as well. Bluetooth tethering is also supported on this device. VPN is also supported. And when it comes to location access, you can use this device for GPS navigation as well. You just need to make sure that you have checked both of these options and you have enabled GPS satellite option. And once you have enabled it, go into GPS satellite option and check GPS EPO assistance and assisted GPS before you can use this device for navigation. We will show you the sensors as well which are there on the device. So these are the settings for the phone. Let me just come out and show you all applications. So these are the applications which you will get pre-installed on the device. You have some productivity related applications, some Google applications over there, Polaris Office application with which you can actually edit documents on the go. You have WeChat application which will come pre-installed. Apart from this, you have some Google application which will come pre-installed. You also have a video highlight application which will again allow you to download specific not download but edit specific videos on the device itself. So all these applications are there. Facebook application will come pre-installed and the stock Android browser will also come pre-installed. So let's take a look over the hardware configuration of the phone. Taking a look over the system information, the model number of the device is HTC Desire 310 dual SIM, and then we have ARM V7 processor on this device, clocked at 1.2 gigahertz, 1.3 gigahertz basically, not 1.2, 1.3 gigahertz it is, and it is the MediaTek 6582 chipset, the latest chipset they are offering in budget segment. And then we have resolution which is 418 to 782, and it is not 854 because some part of the screen resolution is actually being taken by these touch capacitive buttons which are actually within the display. When it comes to the GPU information, we are not able to locate the GPU for this device, but it is Mali 400 MP GPU for this device, which we already know as far as the chipset goes. You have accelerometer sensor, proximity sensor, light sensor. Although you do not have magnetic field sensor on this device, but GPS navigation will work on this device with the help of assisted GPS. And let's take a look over the scores which we have got on Antutu. On Antutu we have got a score of 16862, which is a pretty decent score for a device like this. And taking a look over the detailed score, this is how the detailed score look like for the UX. For the RAM it is this, for the CPU it is this much, and then for the GPU and input operation, these are the scores. Let's take a look over the ranking in terms of the benchmark scores which we have got for this device. So in terms of ranking, this device ranks in between Samsung Galaxy S3 and Redmi device, and this is the score which we have got, 16826. Now the score which we have got on Ninamark is 69.5 FPS. Again, I do not believe this score, but I have played some games on this device which includes Temple Run OZ, which is a casual game. That game runs smoothly on this device. I have also played Frontline Commando D-Day, which is also running smoothly, which is a medium graphic intensive game. And once you have storage on the SD card, you can actually install applications or games which are high definition games, and you can play those games on this device. Not all of them, but most of them will run, and they will run without any issues. As far as the GPU of the phone is concerned, it can play almost any game provided it can run on this resolution which is there on this device, which is quite low. So now we are playing this game called Temple Run OZ, and I can see the graphics have loaded pretty fine. I can see the shadow of the player. The touchscreen is also responsive. There is no lag of any kind while playing this game. All the controls of the games are also accessible. The response which I get from the touchscreen is almost instant. There is no problem, and the graphics of the games are also loading fine without any issues. And the gravity sensor of the game, or the gravity sensor on the device, is also working well, as you can see. So now we are playing this game which is called Frontline Commando D-Day, and this game has crashed. Let me just try playing this game again. So for some reason the Frontline Commando D-Day is not running on this device. On multi-touch, this device supports around 2-point multi-touch, as you can see. Now as far as OTG is concerned, we have just connected a flash drive with this device, which is an OTG flash drive, and it has not detected the same. I am just trying it again. So the moment I connect the flash drive, there is no notification, and again I cannot access the contents of the flash drive on this device. That means OTG is not supported on the Desire 310 device which we have with us. Now taking a look over the camera UI which we have on this device is again the stock Android camera UI which we see on MediaTek devices. So this is the MediaTek camera UI to an extent, you can say. You do have support for HDR mode over here. You can have a face beauty mode as well. Panorama mode is also there. You have a multi-angle view shot, and then you have a scene mode which detects the off scene automatically, and you have a smile shot mode as well. And taking a look over the settings for all the photo mode and other things, you have GPS location which you can turn on, exposure is there, white balance is there which you can control, image properties are there, and then when we talk about the photo, you have zero shutter delay, face detection you can turn on and turn off. You have a self timer shot as well, 2 seconds or 10 seconds. You have continuous shooting mode supported, up to 99 shots maximum can be taken at once. The picture size maximum is 5 megapixel, minimum is 1 megapixel, and then the preview duration, the preview size is full screen as of now. Here we have the video settings, and again when it comes to video, you have electronic image stabilization which you can enable to have stable videos. In case the video is shaky, you can actually fix some part of it with EIS. You have microphone enabled or disabled. You have time-lapse interval videos supported. You can record time-lapse interval videos as well on this device. You have a video quality which is set to high and fine. That means you can actually record high definition video at 720p from the rear camera, which is a 5 megapixel camera. And let me just show you the overall performance when it comes to the front camera. So the front camera is video, so don't expect much from the front camera. And this is how the overall video feed will look like. It looks like an almost black and white video feed, although it does have some colors, but again the overall view is kind of hazy. You have to hold the camera still, especially in case you are doing a video call from the front camera on this device. It is a VGA camera, and again the overall quality is not that good. So let me just toggle back to the rear camera and let me just take a photo of my phone over here so that I can show you the performance of this device in low light or in artificial room with some artificial light. We have some artificial light falling on the subject over there, which is my iPhone 5. You do not have autofocus. It is a fixed focus camera, I guess. The 5 megapixel camera on this device, which is the rear camera, is a fixed focus camera. The autofocus is not there, and again you do not have tap to focus as well. So let me just take this photo as of now, and once we have taken the photo with some artificial light, let me just disable the artificial light or turn it off, and let me just take the same photo. So we have taken both of these photos. Let me just take a look over this one, which is taken with some artificial light, and it looks out to be pretty okay, but again everything is actually in blur. It is not a focus camera, so it is a fixed focus camera at the rear, which is kind of disappointment on this device. I was expecting at least a autofocus camera. So the overall quality is good in terms of colors, but again in terms of details it is not at all good. When we talk about the photo which has been taken without artificial light, it is the worst. So I cannot see anything in this photo, but still the photo could have been better if they have given an autofocus camera. Right now the camera performance is very average, but you can also record high definition video at 720p from the rear camera on this device. So as you can see, we are playing a video from our channel from YouTube, and again the video is getting played in full screen without any black bars. This video is not getting played in high definition, although this is a high definition video which is being played at high quality because of the limited resolution on this device. As far as viewing angles of the video while playing, they are pretty okay, not too good. Again you can see the blackening of the display happening from this viewing angle. From this angle it is looking good. From these angles it is also okay. So again the display is not too great in terms of the viewing angles. Let me just increase the volume of the speaker as well to show you the overall quality of the loudspeaker. So the overall loudness of the sound which comes out from the loudspeaker, which is actually at the curved part at the back, is pretty loud. That is something I can say. So the overall loudness of the sound is pretty loud. However, because the placement of the loudspeaker is actually at the back side, so if you place this device like this on a table, the sound will get muffled. So that will happen with the device, but again you can amplify it if you actually hold it in this orientation. but the overall quality of sound as well as the loudness of it is pretty good on this device as far as loudspeaker is concerned. Now when it comes to the LED notification light, you do have an LED notification light on this device over here, which will light up whenever the device is charging, or for missed call and other notification it will light up as well. But as far as battery backup goes, the battery backup of this device is also pretty good. You will get around 1 day or more than 1 day of battery backup from this device. Considering this device has 4.7-inch display and a 2000 mAh battery, it will give you around more than 1 day of battery backup with moderate usage. But in case you watch some videos and you play some games on this device during a daily usage, then in that case it will give you around 1 day of battery backup. But for heavy users who actually play a lot of high definition games, or you actually watch a lot of videos on this device, in that case it will not give you 1 day of battery backup. In that case the overall backup would be around 9 to 10 hours. So that's all from us as far as the full hands-on review of the HTC Desire 310 device. HTC Desire 310 device is a pretty affordable device at 11,000 rupees. Some of the good things about this device is the good build quality. The overall form factor of the device is good. The display size is also pretty good, which is a 4.5-inch display, which you will get at this price point, which is also good. As far as camera goes, the camera performance is kind of average. The 5 megapixel camera is a fixed focus camera, although I was expecting an autofocus camera, so you can take pretty average shots with the rear camera, and the front camera is also VGA. As far as display is concerned, the display is TFT capacitive touchscreen display, so it will not have very great viewing angles. So it will show the blackness of the display, especially at this angle, as you can see, but still it is pretty okay to consume multimedia and play games. As far as the overall hardware of the phone is concerned, the hardware of the phone is pretty good. You can actually play games. High definition games will be difficult to play on this device. Some of the games may crash, including the Frontline Commando D-Day, which actually crashed at couple of times when we tried to play it, but you can always play casual games without any issues on this device. The UI which you get on this device is again kind of a mix of stock Android and the HTC Sense UI. So HTC Sense UI is there on this device. You get blink feed and other features of the blink HTC Sense UI, like this kind of application drawer, which is always good. As far as other things are concerned, the loudspeaker on the device is fairly loud. It is one of the loudest loudspeaker I have seen on a device like this with this much price point, which is quite commendable. So in all, I would like to give a thumbs up to the HTC Desire 310. Do let me know if you have any specific question for this device. We would love to help you. You can like this video if this video helped you by clicking the like button below. You can subscribe to our YouTube video channel for more videos like this by clicking the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off. Thank you.